Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joy and today I'm going to be giving you an in-depth makeup tutorial for this particular look. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is moisturize your face, do your skincare prior to applying some makeup. I believe a good foundation sets the tone to your whole entire look. So moisturizing my skin, I like to go in with any brow gel just to put down the brows and to prep them for them to be filled in later. I do this step to avoid product buildup. I believe when you apply gel on top of foundation, it can be very cakey and very greasy. And to avoid that, you just gel your eyebrows first and then you get back to them later. After my brows are laid, I then go in with this Fenty foundation and I use it like a concealer. I just brighten all the areas on my face which are darker, under the eyes, around my mouth. Like this step evens out my skin. And it kind of works like a color corrector without being a color corrector, if you get what I mean. Make sure to apply a generous amount because this will somehow be my foundation. This step tends to be a little time consuming, but every single step counts. When you get to the corner of your eyes, you want to bring that concealer right up and that's going to lift your whole entire face. Then you're going to go with your foundation brush to basically bring everything together. It's going to blend it out and it's going to look closer to your skin tone. Mind you, this is the concealer that I've used. I've only got one foundation on my face at the moment. My forehead is a little bit darker and that's why I don't like to blend the foundation that I use for my cheeks on my forehead just yet. So that is why I haven't touched the forehead as of now. Again, to accentuate my features and to lift my face, you can see that I like to brush upwards around my eyes. That will lift your entire face. I like to take my time when it comes to blending because I really want everything to be spotless. Then I go with my Flawless filter from MCO Beauty. You just want to place this in areas that you want to brighten. It's not a concealer. This is what makes my makeup look dewy. This is what's going to give you that glow. I would literally buy this item a million times if I could. I absolutely love it. It brings everything together. It's not too bright. It just has the perfect glow, the right amount. And you just want to place that under the eyes. Again, all the areas that you would place your concealer, you just put this. I'm feeling myself because everything's coming together. Now I grab a shade that is the closest to my skin tone. I don't use this as a contour. I just use it to minimize the bright colors because you don't want to go from a really dark contour and a really bright concealer. Then that's going to cancel each other out. That's not going to look smooth. See how I'm improvising because my lid fell off my foundation. That's why I was using the back of a brush. And as you can tell, I spent a lot of time blending. It's key. This is what's going to keep your makeup looking seamless, looking tidy, looking smooth. You might be wondering, why hasn't she touched the concealer part yet? Why hasn't she touched? Baby, I'm letting it dry. You need to let that marinate. It's going to make a huge difference. Now onto the part that's going to require you to focus, the brows. Remember, brows are meant to look like sisters, not twins. However, my goal is to make them look like twins. When it comes to your eyebrows, you need to start below the brow and work your way up. Make sure to do this step very gently to avoid having extremely dark brows. And that's the thing, you don't need to have brows darker than your hair. I actually use eyeshadow for this step. When it comes to makeup in my books, there are no rules. Use it however you want and whatever works, make it work. And you want to do light strokes underneath and shape that brow. It's so much easier for you to follow that. Make sure you use your hands very softly, very gently and do upward strokes. This is going to fill in the brows as natural as it possibly can. Then from the tail, after completing the first line beneath the brow, you follow up with the one above. I like to spend a lot of times on my brows. It can get messy, but that is why we have the concealer to clean it up after. Just focus on shaping that brow. Now this is where you perfect your brows. I like to grab a concealer that's not too bright and just clean up the excess products around your eyebrows. This is what's going to make them look spotless and clean and perfect. And this is what makes them look like sisters. Mine are low-key looking like twins today. Then you're going to go ahead and use a slightly bigger brush to just blend everything together. I then like to go over my brows with a spoolie just to keep it fluffy but neat as well. This step just ties everything together and just will keep your eyebrows looking very neat and tidy. Now onto the contour. So I actually use a dark foundation for this one. I find that it blends very well with my face rather than using something matte. Especially when I'm going for a dewy makeup look like this one for today. I would personally recommend that you don't use a foundation, like a contour that's extremely dark. You want to use something that's just a few shades, probably 1 to 2 shades darker than you, because you want everything to look balanced on your face. Yeah, so for concealer, I actually go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. it was actually way too bright for me, so I just use it as concealer right now. So to brighten your face, you don't need a foundation 10 shades lighter than you. Literally just 2 to 3 shades lighter than you is enough. And if you want that lifted eye look, again, look at what I do. This is a key role in my makeup. I always make sure to brush upwards to just lift up the eyes and to accentuate my features that I already do have. The same concealer, you want to apply some on your forehead, on your chin, around your lips. When I put concealer around my lips, I make sure to outline my lip to prepare it for my lip liner. This is another key step. It just makes it so much easier to navigate exactly where to place your lip liner. Time for my favorite step, which is blush. So firstly, I go in with my liquid blush. Just apply this on my cheekbones, but I'd advise you apply it where it's best suitable for your face shape. I like to add some setting spray just to keep that intact and to keep it dewy. Basically, you want your concealer and your contour to blend in with your blush, and that is why I'm just spending time again just to blend that in thoroughly. And I go ahead and blend my concealer. Finally, when applying your concealer, always make sure to look right up, and this will get everything blended in. And how well you blend your concealer will determine how well your powder is going to blend in and set in. That is why I like to dedicate a lot of time to this step as well. Now, when it comes to powders, I use my powder puff. This is literally the best thing to use. I prefer this over brushes. Always make sure to take off the excess powder. I feel like with makeup, less is more. So on top of my liquid blush, I then apply my powdered blush. This is from Tarte. So you just go ahead and reapply the places that you put your liquid blush. And sometimes I like to use some on my forehead as well. So after this step, I follow up with a powdered contour. Just apply it on my cheeks and the forehead as well. After my base is complete, I start on my lip combo. Firstly, you just want to carefully outline your lips like so. It is okay to be slightly messy because we will clean it up at the end. So to clean it up, I just use a little brush with concealer, and then I make sure to blend it back in with a powder puff. Then go in with a lighter gloss. This is how you complete your lip combo look. After all is done, I go in with my setting spray. I then let that set in. You don't need to do this last step, but I just like to go in with my powder puff to just collect everything. So yeah guys, this is how I do my soft to be. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.